Hey guys, Kevin here, Life22, and well, I'm sure you probably noticed right off the bat, I am wearing my religious garb. So I'm if for those of you who don't know much about our religion or our church, we are the Order of the Tempus. Our parishioners know us as the Church of Hammered. We were founded, actually, when I was in college. I'm just making sure my phone is on vibrate. There we go. We were founded when I was in college. Over 70 parishioners on our first year joined the order. I was ordained in 2003. I became a doctor as of this past April. I'd have to look at my credentials, but the church was founded in 2009. So I'm the pastor for the vestry. The vestry is essentially the board of directors for the religion. We're affiliated with the Universal Life Church of Modesto, California. The Universal Life Church has won multiple Supreme Court cases, essentially saying that the government can't determine what is and what is not a religion, and we held that true to our beliefs. We founded ourselves on the fact that the government can't do such a thing, so why can't we drink religiously? And as most of you know, that I do take breaks from alcohol here and there. I know alcohol is a tool as well as it is a vice, as well as it is a poison. And I have the utmost respect for it because of that. Because of our founding, we were based on essentially the Constitution of the United States of America, and we hold these truths to be self-evident. And with these religious foundations and fundamentals, we hold the fact that the Constitution was instrumental in our creation to be like the basis for our religion. In also the fact that, and the Universal Life Church also says, their main credo is do that which is right, which can be interpreted by any person in any way. So through them they have the Church of the Jedi, right? Those guys believe what they're doing is right. Mahatma Gandhi believed what he was doing was right. Not that he was affiliated with them, but then again, you have evil people in the world believing what they're doing is right, the Nazis in Germany. So, I mean, it is very subjective. We believe what we do is right. We believe that standing up for the Constitution of the United States of America, we feel that the basis for the revolution of the over prohibition. What came out of that every American has the right to to sit down after work and have a beer without having great dictates forced on them. There's something to that, right? Like, there's something to the effect that you can smoke a joint after work, or you can have a beer, or you should be allowed to relax after a long day of toil, right? So, and to that regard, without things like that, there would be no life worth living, in the sense that, what are your rewards if you're just to go to work and then get off, sleep, and then go back to work, eating and shitting amongst the things that you do? And it's like, well, then you've got to have little rewards as well as the big ones, right? The big moments, the marriages in life, the death that you have to overcome, the birth of a child, the raising of said child, all those little things. All those things become big in the grand scheme, but what are your little things? And to take a break, to have a drink after work, to to enjoy for the and actually here it comes for the pursuit of life, for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that's what makes this country great. I spoke with the other members of the vestry, and some of our branch ministers, and we will not comply. We will not. Our parishioners are allowed to comply because they have free choice, but if they look to us, we will give them the simple, straightforward facts of our religious interpretation of our founding principles, which, are essentially a lot of things that make America, right? The Constitution, the Declaration of Independence, Supreme Court cases that have already ruled. We have our own religious doctrines and things like that. We're non-denominational, so we're friend to all. But here's what we're not friend to. We're not friend to mandating. You shed your rights for safety. Safety is important, but the guys was Benjamin Franklin, like a man who's Jesus. Now I'm gonna have to look that up for you guys. But a man who sheds his rights for safety does not deserve. There's a lot of people that are gonna be commenting now because you guys know this and I don't, and I don't remember it off the tip of my tongue. But a person who sheds their safety or sheds their rights for safety and comfort does not sheds their rights for safety does not deserve either. And it's somewhere along those lines. Anyways, I started with my Tinker DeMoy speech, which was students do not shed their rights at the schoolhouse gates. Students hold their free values when they go to school. So whether that is, whether that's the religious beliefs, whether that's the freedom of speech. Tinker DeMoy was where the students wore black armbands in protest of the Vietnam War, and it went to the Supreme Court. So we're very constitutionally based, and if you don't have a constitution, what is it, John Mellencamp? If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. If the government can mandate that you get a vaccine, it does not jive with our religious values. The government mandates that you wear a mask. It does not jive with our religious values. We don't subscribe to mandates. Every human has individual rights. Every human that is subject to the laws and constitution of this country. I'm not going to go around the world with our Marshall Plan policing the rest of the world, telling everybody else that they have the same rights that we do in this country, because they don't. They send people to jail in other countries for minor infractions of, what we would consider freedom of the press and things like that. And while I disagree with other countries' determinations on things like that, it's not America. This is America. This is where we are. These are our religious freedoms. So everything I speak now, I speak on behalf of the vestry of the Order of Tempus. It is against our religious values for the government to mandate masks, for anybody to mandate masks against any of our parishioners or anybody for that matter. But I guess it depends on the scope in which you're, if you're in a country where there are no freedoms like religious values, then I guess those parishioners are sorely out of luck. We are in America, so I can stoutly put my foot down and say, for the safety of everyone else, it does not matter if you are vaccinated or not. If you choose to get vaccinated, if you choose to wear a mask while mandated or otherwise, that is your right. It is not against our religion. But when you are mandated to do such, forcing you to do such, whether it was threat of violence at gunpoint, whether it's being threatened by bankrupting your company, your livelihood, losing your job, the ability to feed your family, your children, what have you, the ability to survive, anything that essentially puts you under duress would be against our religious values. So you can choose to wear a mask if you want to, if you're asked to, even if you're mandated to, as long as you chose to do it. If you are mandated to wear a mask or to be vaccinated, and you wear a mask, and you do not choose to do it, and you're mandated to do so, and you stand for your rights to not wear a mask or be vaccinated, that is following our religion, because you chose to defy something like that. The Jehovah's Witnesses believe very similar things. They do not believe the government can mandate certain things. They do not believe in the draft. If the draft was reinstituted, I know a lot of Jehovah's that would leave this country, and flee to Canada or elsewhere. They would stand and go to prison because it is against their values. They also don't believe in blood transfusions. A lot of things that they just there's a different religious belief behind the blood transfusions. It has to do with when the blood leaves the body, it is dead, and you don't put dead things into living things, and there's my rough understanding of that may be correct, so any of my Jehovah friends can come on and explain to me the difference. Maybe I hit it right on the head. We don't know. But I know it's something along those lines. But I know for a fact they do not believe in the draft. They made this determination years ago. As we are standing now, the Order of Tempus. Now, our parishioners, they can believe that the masks, if they're mandated, they will wear them, and that's fine, because they are choosing to do so by believing in the mandate. But we do not stand for the mandate. So, if you choose to not stand for the mandate, because it is your choice, this is where it gets a little dicey, you know what I mean? We are non-denominational. But if you don't choose for the mandate, then and you choose not to wear a mask or to be vaccinated. And there's a lot of reasons on either side to do one or the other. But we're not here to cause turmoil. We're just here to say that just because one side says you have to do it does not mean the other side has to comply. And we do not comply. As anything, the devil's advocate, it's always there's always strength in pushing one or the other, left or the right. You have to have one without the other. There is no good without evil. There is no evil without good. You have to have both sides of the coin. And if people don't push back, if people don't comply, there is only one side, and neither will exist. The yin and the yang. So, raise a glass, the pastor of the vestry, and Kevin Doherty, Life22, the Order of Tempus. Don't forget to like, subscribe, join the faith, be a parishioner. You can find us on Facebook, on YouTube. You can find us anywhere else that books are banned. Our books are banned. And look at that, sacrilege on live television. They go down so easy. It's hard not to throw them back like that. Look at that, making a mess everywhere. So that was a blessed ending to a blessed podcast. All right, guys, we will catch you on the next one. I will be reviewing a council meeting here shortly, and if this attestation of your faith is not good enough for your employer, for the government, there will be hell to pay. Catch you guys next time.